I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, of course, over the CSGO real-life skin maker known as Sam41 Gaming. If you guys know the name, then you probably know him from Reddit over the course of this past summer. He was lucky enough to get 2 or 3 posts on the very top post on the Reddit forums over there. He's been making keychains, real-life CSGO skins, as in real-life huge CSGO skins, and I was lucky enough to reach out to the guy and get in contact, as well as exchange information with him over the course of the past few months, and I gotta say, he is honestly one of the coolest guys I've ever had the chance to talk to through the CSGO scene, and I cannot wait to actually share some information with all of you guys, as well as give you a chance if you guys are interested in some of the stuff he offers. I know he has a lot of backlogs, a lot of back orders. He's been very busy with this kind of stuff taking off, even though it's a side hobby. I'll leave his Instagram down below if you guys want to get into touch with him if you do want a CSGO skin, but that's not the priority of the video. The priority of the video is just to show how one guy loves CSGO so much, he's taken to this extreme where he now makes real-life CSGO skins as kind of just a side hobby. And the dude is so down to earth, but I also want to share his backstory. So first of all, he's 24 years old, so just I guess you could say 8 years younger than me or a year older than me. You guys can do the math on that one. He's actually from Orange County, Florida, and he also, on top of that, very respectable. I mean, thank you for your service as well. I never got the chance to even tell him this. He's been in the Marine Corps for 6 years now, the U.S. Marines, and he does this as a complete side hobby. But it's also very cool to see because I think we've seen a correlation in the past of people who serve in the Army or the Reserves or the Marine Corps who actually have a correlation between this kind of game, even a love for this kind of game because it's so close to what they do for, I guess you could say, their living or for their real life job. And it's been cool to see as well. He's actually a very hardcore CSGO player. He made sure to note to me over the course of the past 3 to 4 years, he's been taking CSGO very seriously, and he has over 5,000 hours in the game, which is insane to see. And all of a sudden, he wanted to start making CSGO skins. He's always been into drawing, into art, and that kind of thing. And he found actually a source, an outlet, that being CSGO, to actually put that work and put that effort into something he really truly loved, and that being CSGO. Now, ever since then, he's had many pros calling his name, many other random people out there. Hardcore gamers is what he says is his main audience to actually who wants these skins. And it wasn't until recently he actually had the idea to do keychains because, of course, he was doing these huge projects for Skadoodle, for Shroud, for nothing. He has made Shroud so many skins. I can't even actually tell you all of the ones he's made him. I know he actually made him a Desert Eagle Blaze. He made him an M4A4 Hal. I think he made Skadoodle a full-size Op Asimov. So obviously he's been very busy. He works that full-time job as a Marine, but he does have some free time, he admits, and a lot of that free time is dedicated to playing CSGO or sitting down and painting for this side job, for all these orders he's had, especially because those Reddit posts kind of going viral. He's definitely sold out of every keychain he's actually ever owned, but again, he does not make that much money doing this. You guys have to realize how much time he puts into every single tiny keychain, and it's not for the money, but he does admit he would love to make at least some kind of living so he can continue to do this in the future, which is obviously a great reason. I'm not promoting this in any way. He's not paying me. He does want to send me a keychain though, and I cannot wait for that, but I cannot believe it's just so cool to see someone's dedication to a game to actually do this and build up a background like he has. Like I said before, he's made countless skins for pro players out there, mostly former or current Cloud9 members, and also ever since he started making keychains, he's had too many orders to actually deal with. It's almost to the point where he can't actually keep up with buying enough keychains and actually have the time to make enough to ship out the other way. So again, I'll leave his Instagram down below for all of you guys, but I cannot guarantee any of you will actually get a skin order in. He's very busy working that real life job, and alongside that, he has very little time to actually dedicate to painting these skins, but nonetheless, it's been insanely cool to see. But also, I had the chance to interview him, not a full official interview. I actually asked him some questions, and he went on stream to actually answer those questions. So we'll now go through those now. And the first question I wanted to ask him, of course, was how he got into making skins.
So, how did I get into making the weapons? Well, I've always kind of been into drawing. It's always been a thing that I've done, like freehand sketching, but I never really got too much into it. I just kind of did it as a side thing, like when I'd get home or at school or something. I have to basically look at something and replicate it. I can't like think off the top of my head, so I'm not like too creative with my stuff. But if you give me like a picture of a car or sit me in front of a landscape, I can sit there and I can draw it perfectly. So that's where that whole aspect comes in for me. But with painting these, I would always like collecting the knives. I would collect the Counter-Strike knives all the time, but I noticed I was like, hey, no one does the guns really, and I would really like a gun. So looked into some airsoft guns, saw how cheap I could get certain models and stuff. A couple days later, I had an AK-47 plastic airsoft rifle in my house. I think 5 or 6 hours later in total, I had a Vulcan. Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was painted like a foot, but they were painted with the foot, but it was something I made and it was kind of cool. I enjoyed doing it and I posted it to Reddit and for some reason it got to the top of our global offensive and that was in the middle of the major too. It was beating out clips from the major like Kenny S clutching with an op on A site on Inferno. Like you rarely get something that'll beat a post like that. But yeah, people just seemed really into it and it was kind of encouragement to keep doing it. I had a
And also, I had to know because he sold to people like Shroud and Skadoodle and Nothing, I think he has other offers out there from other pros. I also wanted to ask him, how's it been selling to pro players, getting in touch with them, having actual conversations with pro players just through this kind of as an intermediate of him making skins? How has it been being in touch with pro players?
So the next question was, how has it been selling skins to people like Shroud? Well, it's been really interesting. And I already knew Jordan Gilbert, or AKA Nothing. I'm one of his mods. He's a friend of mine. Um, but I was trying to expand because I know he likes this stuff. He collects the knives, but I didn't think he'd be that interested, and I didn't kind of want to be like, hey, I know you're a friend. You want to buy this? I'm still going to charge you full price. I wanted to like kind of branch out and try not to use my friend and like take advantage of him. So I ended up just donating some money on Shroud Stream one day with the link. I was like, "Hey, would you be interested in buying this?" He clicked on it and instantly he goes, "Oh, fuck yeah! Hell yeah, I'll buy that. Can you make this one as well?" He wanted his AK-47 Fire Serpent, his spray Quaza. Um, then what was it? A week later, I was meeting him in a Starbucks parking lot at 10 o'clock at night, in the middle of one of his streams. He went AFK just to come pick up the rifle for me or from me. It was pretty weird, but it was fun. It was interesting. It was something new, and he kind of helped launch this, like even more so than Reddit did at first, because he shared an image of all the guns I've made him at first. Like I made him a Desert Eagle Blaze, his Fire Serpent, and the original Howl. Um, but it's been pretty interesting. And then I took another shot in the dark. I saw that Skadoodle had liked the Instagram photo on Shroud's post about my guns that I'd given him, and another shot in the dark. I messaged Skadoodle and was like, "Hey, would you by any chance be interested in ordering something?" A couple hours later on Instagram, he replies, he goes, "Do you have any ops in your inventory?" A couple hours later, I've got the order. I've already ordered the item to my house. Set Skadoodle and Hop Asimov. It's been a pretty crazy ride. Um, but I'm just enjoying it. This is like I wouldn't say it's a job, but it's a fun side hobby to me. Like I really do get enjoyment and relaxation out of just sitting here and painting.
And then I also asked as well, kind of I made note of this earlier, I asked, are there any other pros interested? Of course, a lot of them are Cloud9 members, but have any other pros actually reached out to you looking for skin?
So I've noticed that the pros in general don't really have an interest in it. It's just certain people like the guys who are hardcore gamers, the guys like Shroud and Skadoodle who, in their spare time, aren't always on Counter Strike. Well, now we all know Shroud doesn't really play Counter Strike anymore. He does with Old Guy's crew, but like Skadoodle, he's not always on Counter Strike. He'll be playing other games because he doesn't always want to play Counter Strike, and that's okay. But he is a gamer and he loves this kind of stuff, so it worked out. I know some of the other pros, they think it's cool, they like it. It's just not their kind of thing.
And then very lastly, I wanted to know what his future plans for skins were. I obviously know that he's not making a lot of money doing this. I would love to help in any way possible. What were his future plans for this as a platform? And here's his answer.
Are there any future plans for skins? I do plan to keep doing this as a side job, especially in Japan. I'll be there for 3 years, so gotta keep myself busy somehow besides Counter Strike. I even expanded to keychains, as you've seen recently. I got bored, was like, huh, people aren't really interested in the airsoft guns as much because one, they're big, they're bulky. Two, it's illegal in some countries to even have them. And three, the most common thing that happens, it seems like, is someone will message me, ask for a price. They find out that it's like 200, 300 plus dollars. No reply instantly, even after they've been saying, "Oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I definitely want one." It all conversation stops after that point, which is really kind of crappy because I'm kind of banking on that to get some extra money. Um, so I started doing this, and for some reason, even this has hit off even more. Like, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 keychains that I'm sending out in just the morning. I've got a couple Op Asimovs. I've got a couple PUBG skins. I've talked to Shroud about his Ghosted AK. I'm basically his official maker of the IRL version of it in keychain form and the airsoft gun. So I sell those for him now. We split the money on that, and it's interesting just branching out like this. But like right now, I'm waiting until I get settled in Japan. I fly out. Today's Tuesday at 1 in the morning. I fly out in a little over 24 hours. So it's going to be an interesting next few weeks, but I do still plan to do this, and hopefully there is more demand for it.
So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy. I have no idea how this video is going to do. If you guys like learning about CSGO community members out there, I would love to reach out to maybe some Steam Workshop artists, or maybe Stack. Stack's the guy with the highest Steam level of all time. Maybe I'll reach out to those guys for interviews or this kind of video. If you guys did like it, please leave a like or a comment down below. I cannot stress enough how much I love talking to this guy. He is just so down to earth, so cool. I will link his stuff down below for all of you. And if you guys do somehow in the future, you don't feel like you need to order a skin, but if you guys do in the future and actually receive one, feel free to tweet at me or tell me about it, because I don't have a PO box here yet, and Sam wanted to send me some stuff for this video, but I couldn't get it in time. So hopefully in the future I'll have a part 2 of this video and show you guys some of my real life CSGO skins. As always, I hope you guys all enjoy. I will see you all back here tomorrow with more CSGO news, and as always, my name is Jake, and we're like you. Goodbye.